of the game presented by Tim Daly Ford. What do you have, Amy?
I think Weber State not afraid coming in here. They want to attack the gap. They're more undersized, BYU a more physical team. And so what Weber State's got to do is move the ball around, get it to different players and find seams. But to do that, they've got to be in system. They've got to stick that pass, get it up to the net, allow them to utilize all the members on the floor. For BYU, because Weber State runs so many different things, they've got to track their hitters. They've got to be good defensive players, really know where all the hitters are for Weber State at all times. And also swing quick and high. They can utilize that physicality by continuing to attack high and fast and try to get the ball over that block.
Those are the keys to the game presented by Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. The game face is on for Rylan Adams, the senior from Lehigh. Weber State has gone from, as I mentioned, was 7-24 a couple years ago, all the way to a team that took second in the Big Sky in 2019, won the Big Sky, and expects to win the Big Sky again this year. And BYU, a team that won the West Coast Conference, expected to win the West Coast Conference. So this is a fun in-state matchup. I dare say the second best in-state matchup there is, BYU and Utah being the first, coming up in 2 weeks from tonight.
Well, and I think what's so great about this tournament in general, and we saw last week, is the amount of teams within the state of Utah. You know, we used to joke when I played years ago, you know, you keep track and you're like, hey, state champs, right? You keep track of those little in-state rivalries. But there are so many good teams. You've got, obviously, Utah, BYU, but, you know, Weber State coming up, Dixie State, who we'll see tomorrow night, Utah State, just pretty impressive.
Yeah. And BYU will play 3 matches this week. As mentioned, Weber State as well. These 4 teams will all play each other. Dixie State in the house. In fact, the coaching staff's to my left, so I'm going to be very favorable for them because they're right by me. They're staring me down. And then Michigan State coming up Saturday. All these matches, of course, on BYU TV or the BYU TV app. And by the way, right next to us outside at South Field is BYU women's soccer ranked 14th taking on Marquette. That's on the BYU TV app. So you can double dip, multi-device. We all know how to do it now. Second screen. Let's go. Tonight's officials, Miley Jukes is up and Liz McKnight is down. And we are set with BYU and Weber State, and another great crowd here tonight, especially from the students who brought it last week. 2 of the top 10 crowds in BYU history were here, and we are underway on BYU TV. Bauer to Kerber, the big, right away.
Well, and that was an out-of-system play, right? You see the pass, not great for BYU, but Bauer, because she's got these big players, especially Kerber out of the back row, it's as if they were never out of system. It never happened. They were able to score.
Tough pass sent over, popped up by Kerber. Bauer pushed out to Aaron Livingston, opting to play with the mask here. Eschenberg. This one's high for Emma Mangum, and she gets the tip on the left side in this single rotation for her. 1-1. The 6'4" middle, playing on the right side, hitting on the left side right here.
Right, a lot of movement, and that's why we talked about how BYU's really got to track the hitters for Weber State, know where they are at all times because they run a lot of different things.
Danny Nay on the serve there a moment ago. Eschenberg popped up by the libero, Michaela Sorensen, the freshman. Kerber, high for Bauer, all options available. Nice touch at the net by Liana Woodley. And then tipped by Eschenberg for the block.
Neither of these teams really finding a rhythm right away. A lot of tips up at the net. Eschenberg able to use that physicality. She's 6'5", great reach, a tremendous blocker to finish that off.
There's some giants in this game. Taylor Hefo on the serve. She had 6 aces in 3 matches. That leads the Cougars, and she serves off the bench. Kaylin Ballard-Nixon. Power pushes over to the left side. First swing from Adams is out of bounds. Went for hands, and Adams says, hey, challenge this right away. She swears she got the touch, and Jeremiah Larson's coming over to say, yep, let's challenge this, and we will have our first quick challenge to try and make it 2-2. We'll see.
Well, and Rylan Adams at 5'9", a little undersized, so a great choice on that play.
Yep, got the right pointer finger of Kerber. It's gonna be hard to tell on this angle, but yeah, definite on the last one. Gotta love that super slow-mo.
And she plays with so much confidence. You see Adams, you know, like, hey, yeah, get after it. She is going to run this floor. She sets the stage for the kind of team that Weber State is, and that is focused, determined competitors, not going to be intimidated one bit.
Yeah, easy to see there. So this is going to be 2-2. Jeremiah Larson told us she plays angry. You could see it, her demeanor. Different players play in a different way. Some are joyful, some are intense. She looks happy right there. She knows she's got a good point, but she plays angry. Sometimes you can summon that Sith energy, right?
Well, was it setter? Oh my goodness, I shouldn't have started doing that. Loy Ball, right?
Yes.
Loy Ball, his tattoo, anger is a gift, right?
Yes, anger is a gift sometimes. It depends how you channel that, right?
And I think what it looks like, you know, obviously we're just 4 points in, but with Adams, she's playing aggressively and with determination. I don't see that it's like angry at her team. It's just kind of this focus.
Yeah.
It's not joyful, right? It's like, hey, I'm here to do a job.
Yep.
I'm getting after it.
Yep. I love it. And this will be reversed. It'll be 2-2 as we expected. So Rylan Adams' first swing isn't out. It is off hands. And she knew right away. The great outsides know when they get touched. They know. And you can't lie to your coach and lose a challenge.
Right. And I think a lot of people watching will be like, oh, look how lucky they are to get fingers. You know, it's like, no. That is years and years of practice to be able to tool the block.
Yes. McComber, Bauer, Eschenberg, yes. A good first pass from McComber. And if you watched last week, you know, but if you didn't, BYU has 3 good passers in the back row at all times because they have 2 defensive specialists come in, and Reinert and McComber that always pass a good ball.
Right, and that's what BYU really wanted to improve over the course of that last season, kind of upgrade that so that they could utilize those middles in the front, really run a quick offense, and move the ball around.
Maddie Allen with the ace. Allen had 4 last week, second on the team as the libero, the sophomore from Temecula, and BYU up 4-2. Bauer pushes outside. Adams popped up by Knighting. Allen high for Ballard-Nixon. Blocks, resets the offense. Ballard-Nixon again. Popped by Adams. Oh! Just put her fist out and knocked it to the line. 4-3.
I think
Smart
BYU
play.
thought that it might be going out and kind of waited a little bit and then decided, wait, that is a little close. So I'm going to keep going. That ball's going to fall, and right in this, Weber State just kind of sticking, not letting BYU get too far ahead.
Kerber, extreme angle, and still gets it. She was floating into the ref stand and still got it to go.
Kerber's such a dynamic presence there on the right side. You can see her going back to serve. She's a 6 rotation opposite, so she makes contributions in the passing lane, serving. She's going to hit out of the back row.
3-time All-American at Utah, transferred to BYU as a grad student. Great swing out of the back row, dug up by Kerber. Danny Ney on the swing a moment ago. Bauer the slide. Sheese is blocked. Called for by Stanford. And then Adams tips to the back corner. Dug up. Knighting. Adams with the block at 5'9". Kerber, this is going to be tight on the net. Blocked by Weber State. Long rally here. Kerber out of the back row. Dug up. Great pass. Quickly pushed, but double contact. 6-3 Cougars, but you can see the scrap from both teams right now. This is good volleyball.
Right, I think both these teams have to be a little more patient because the defense is starting to pick up, so you've got to really choose your shots well and be willing to maybe take 3 or 4 swings in a rally.
6-3, set 1. Number 13, BYU. Oh, dug up by Allen. Great swing from Ney again from the back row. Ballard-Nixon, the diving dig by Ashlyn. Power on the set, and then Adams pounds it. What a pass and what a finish.
There's that fire there, and yeah, that bump set to Adams in perfect position, allowing her, without much of an approach, to really hit that ball hard.
5'9", but incredibly athletic and knows where to go. Allen has to dive on the serve receive. Ballard-Nixon off hands, another dig for Michaela Sorensen. Ney is dug up by McComber. Ballard-Nixon, tight angle. Weber State resets. A lot of recycling here for both teams. Kerber on the dig of Sheese. And then out from Ballard-Nixon.
That's exactly what Weber State wants, to extend that rally. Make these players, especially the outsides, kind of second guess themselves. When their best shot is dug, then it kind of gets in your head a little bit. So you tend to force it a little bit, some unforced errors. And BYU not in a position we saw last week where they were really put in that situation to have so much pressure on them.
Ace from Rylan Adams, her 6th of the season, and she ties set 1 at 6. She is bringing it early. The Big Sky MVP, the Offensive Player of the Week last week, after 46 kills and 5 aces in the opening 3 matches. Seton Hall, North Dakota, and a 5-setter against Utah State. Knighting on the slide is soft blocked. Weber State for the lead. It's Nay. Yes! The Wildcats lead it 7-6, and the football team Wildcats lead it 7-3 against the Utes up in Salt Lake right now in a lightning delay.
And Sam, she's in the middle, kind of started that play by soft blocking the ball, turned it into a free ball that the team could transition and get the point.
Comer, Bauer at the 3-meter line. Kerber the tip, off hands, Sorensen. Power, quick off the net of Nay. Kerber with the dig. BYU for the tie. No, out again by Ballard Nixon, and the Wildcats have a 2-point advantage here. Timeout BYU. Weber State starts the match with an 8-6 lead. The Big Sky and BYU needs them more than even last week when 4,800 and 4,400, 6th and 10th most of BYU history showed up. As McComber out of the timeout feeds Bauer, and Ballard Nixon goes off the block. So she went high hands a couple times, missed the hands, went out, tools it off the block this time.
Right, and you can see how Weber State really has gotten after it behind the service line. These passers for BYU are forced to move and dive and do anything they can to keep the team in system.
Let's check in with Kiki Solano.
The BYU coaching staff spent a lot of that huddle telling the team to relax, calm down a little bit, and just play their game, reminding themselves to really believe in them, feeling like they might be getting away from that a little bit, but encouraging them that they know that they can do this. Jerem?
Thanks, Kiki. And it is early in set 1. You can get excitable quickly, right?
Right.
If you're Weber State, you're stoked because you're doing what you want, which is get a little confidence, strike a little fear in the opponent, right?
Yeah, and it's a roller coaster, right? So when you're on top, you got to ride that momentum, try to get as many points as you can, but be patient. You know, for BYU, it'll come back. You just keep doing your thing, trying to execute at a high level.
9-8 Weber State. Aaron Livingston off the block, makes it 9-9. Right now, BYU has 5 kills on 23 swings. A lot is being dug on the Wildcat side. Meanwhile, Weber State just hitting .222, but BYU 130. That's the difference, and that's why it's 9-9 here. Heather Knighting, now 7 weeks off of a mission from Seattle for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as Danny Nay gets the kill. Oh, by the way, Rylan Adams does have some BYU connections. Her cousin is Chase Roberts, BYU wide receiver, All-American out of American Fork, back from his mission, looking to perhaps be an influencer on the BYU wide receiver core. And then her dad was an assistant baseball coach for years under Vance Law, so she's fully familiar with what goes on here. Trying to upset dad's old employer. Off the block, Emma Mangum. Weber State still with the lead. Tied on the net, block, and back over. Bauer, Kerber, over the top of that. Here's Power. High for Nay, off the block and out, 11-9. Everything's being dug. I mean, both teams scrapping right now. It is fun to watch.
Right, the adjustment level, BYU picking it up in the blocking lanes. They've started to target their hitters a little bit, really get in front of them, but Weber State making great choices, keeping the ball high, attacking the high hands.
Power into the net, 11. Still waiting for that Weber State-Utah game to resume. A kickoff return for a touchdown was the difference so far. 7-3 Wildcats up at Utah as Whitney Bauer exchanges a service error there. 12-10 Weber State.
And this is only the second weekend for both of these teams, and so these coaches learning a lot, players learning a lot about how they respond to different situations.
Wide for Adams, hits the antenna. 12-11.
with this double sub coming in. There's an opportunity for BYU to kind of break this open a little bit. A good scoring rotation. Hifo, one of the best servers on the team, and some good hitters in the front row.
Right now, the best server. 6 aces on the air. Maddie Allen straight dug that. No touch. To the back row, Danny Nay into the net. So a couple of errors have tied this thing up at 12.
And BYU electing not to jump on the back row attack, not to try to block it, because they feel like they're opening themselves up to get used. They will trust that their defense can get in and stop that. But Weber State runs a lot of back row, not just out of system. They run it in system as well.
And then blocked again. So 13-12, BYU's taking the lead back as Adams has had a couple of errors.
When you look at the front row right now for BYU, huge block. You've got Eschenberg at 6'5", Kerber 6'3".
Adams again tips this time into the campfire. Now Adams had some tape on her right leg above her knee down to her shin. She just ripped it off after that play and threw it to the sideline. She's like, enough.
I think you don't want any distractions, right? And if that becomes something that you're cognizant of, then best to get it off.
Deanna Woodley, the freshman from Winchester. This is tight. Adams, overpass kill, 14-13. Wildcats are bringing it right now.
They are. BYU wants a call there, but I think, hey, regardless, Weber State earned that by getting that overpass. They are working really hard behind the service line.
Here's Woodley. Better pass from Allen. Eschenberg, untouched. Joey thought maybe there was some touch. Kerber called for it, but Eschenberg was kind of like, no. The challenges change everything. You just used to be able to kind of lie and persuade. Nope, it either is or is not. 15-13, Wildcats from Ogden. Deep corner. Maddie Allen looks at it, lets it go by.
I mean, look at the stats in this game. You know, last week, BYU, everything going in, able to stay in system, hit at a high percentage, not really challenged. This is a little more of a dogfight, right? You still can win, you just might have to win ugly, and you might have to get out there and scrap and hit. But BYU hitting barely above 0 at this point. They really want to get some sort of offense going, but credit Weber State, they've not allowed BYU to find a rhythm.
16-14 Wildcats. Out of South Field, BYU has scored a goal up 1-0, 15 minutes in. Is Olivia Wade. As Knighting is dug up. Excuse me, Ballard Nixon. Bauer, Kerber, blocked by the Wildcats, up 3. It was Sheese and Adams.
Danny Nay in the back court. She's playing middle back and has had such incredible defensive stops that BYU has struggled as they've continued to try to swing for anything. They're not being patient, trying to find those seams and put the ball down when maybe they don't have the swing.
Stanford goes long. You'll take some service errors. You got to be aggressive, like we've talked about. 3 errors for Weber State, 2 for BYU here. Kerber, deep on Nay, power. Bump to Adams, goes for high hands and got it. That is a smart swing out of system by a smart player.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have the hammer, you don't have the seams. You're undersized at 5'9". Hey, big block in front of you. Use what you have, and that is a huge, huge target in those blockers' hands.
Riley Weinert will come in as a blocking sub for Ashlyn Power, the 5'8" senior out, the 5'11" redshirt freshman in. 18-15, Weber State. The best team perhaps they've ever had was last season, and they feel like they've carried a lot of that over. Ballard Nixon goes high and gets the touch. 18-16.
That was a critical point for Nixon, not only to get her team within 2 as we get close to the end of this first set, but also for her. You know, she's really struggled to keep that ball in play. Only her 2nd kill in this set.
In 13 swings, hitting triple zeros. She'll serve it up at Adams. Power pulled off a little bit. Adams has to just touch it over. Dumped by Bauer, kept alive. Blocked, Bauer pops it up. Allen. And backwards bump from Livingston. Power over to Ney. Ney is dug. Livingston goes high. Free ball swing from the libero, Maddie Allen. Slide to Sheese. She's blocked. Power. Ney. Soft blocked. Kerber. High for Livingston. 18-17. BYU's cut the lead. Down to 1.
And that was a good opportunity for BYU to be patient. You could see the coaches clapping because that's exactly what they wanted. Just wait for your shot, play good defense. Yes, it might take 3 or 4 swings, but eventually you'll get that smooth play, good set to the outside.
Livingston 2 for 3. Coaching tree.
Right, and that's not even the whole tree. That's
right.
Pretty amazing.
That's a tape. If you like that, you like the entree, right? Pretty good. Out of the timeout. The dig. Aaron Livingston. Overpass. Swings again. Yes! 3 for 5 for Livingston, and we are tied at 18.
Right, that sub, you know, that's that rotation. Livingston's still in left front, so she's made that immediate impact. Coming right in off the bench, this series in the front row.
Kaylin Ballard-Nixon. Married to Dalton, who played basketball here. Adams dug up, tied at the net. Power goes up. Livingston, deep and out. Good eye by Adams. Rylan Adams has 6 kills in this set. If you get 4 a set, you're pretty good. 6 is ridiculous.
And you can see they're really finding her on the floor wherever. A lot of teams just use the back row as maybe an option when you're way out of system and you chalk it up, but not Weber State. That is in their play to run that ball to Adams.
Livingston. And a good swing. She's been good in this first set. Ney out of system. Goes long. 19.
I think also though with Adams in the backcourt right now, although she's still getting swings, that's not ideal. And Weber State really wants to have her in the front row, hitting there on the left side to finish off this set.
19-19, set 1. BYU's yet to lose a set this season with 3 matches. Ney. Ney again. Bauer. Livingston in quick transition off the block. And BYU has taken back the lead. 20-19.
Aaron Livingston, wow, you know, leading the team right now, 4 kills. But all those 4 kills have come in the last 6 or 7 points. Just an incredible effort to finish off this first set and give her team some much needed momentum.
375. Ney getting a lot of work right now through the block to tie it at 20. What a first set this has been. A defensive set. Both teams hitting. BYU 105, Weber State 122. Low numbers, but great defense.
Right, and you can feel the energy too, right? You get to this 20-20 point mark. In practices all the time, you'll play little games to 5 because every team knows how important those last 5 sets of a point are, and here we are right here, all tied up.
Kenzie Kerber, oh yeah. 3rd kill on 8 swings. Now when you talk about matchups, if BYU is a top 16 team, it would be seeded. And Weber State's a Big Sky champ. This is an NCAA tournament type game. First round, maybe even second type of game. So you can feel that kind of in-state, good competitive juice. And this one is Ney. Swears she got touched. Yes, they call it. 21s. Ney has 5 kills in the set. 11 of the 13 kills by Adams and Ney.
Right, and Ney, one of the best servers on the team.
Redshirt sophomore from Nampa. Bauer, Eschenberg, popped up by Power. And then Ney can't jump from behind the 3-meter line, just steps in front. Kerber, another good dig from Sorensen. Adams tried to go long, oh, and got it! What a shot, and her 7th kill in the set. 22-21.
Oh, unbelievable. Great defensive effort for Weber State, but that ball should never fall. An off-speed, looks like a beach shot to the corner.
Wow. Half the kills have come from that lady right there. Rylan Adams bringing it, the senior from Lehigh. We talked about the connections with BYU. A returned missionary to the Philippines from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. She's got that experience. She's got the skills, and right now her team's out in front, 22-21. Another look here at the dig that led to this. Michaela Sorensen, the freshman from Idaho Falls, has been dynamic as well, has 7 digs in the set.
And I think you create those opportunities defensively. Weber State has stayed in this first set because of their incredible defense. You get a good look at Coach Larson. He is a big competitor as well, and I think that attitude of never give up, keep fighting, just carries over into his team. He's created a team of just relentless players that aren't intimidated by anyone.
I asked him, hey, anything stick out, any emotions coming back in here? It's been 2 years since he's been in the gym, since they played BYU, and he pointed behind him and pointed up at the 0-1 banner. He's like, that right there. Which
that was pretty fun.
He was a good part of that, of course, and had like a 43-inch vertical.
47 or 8.
47 or 8, okay.
Yeah.
Short changed him 4 or 5, my bad. I think he heard me. He was like, what was that?
Excuse me? Yeah.
What? Amazing. Amazing. (22-21). Weber State trying to take off a set from BYU, which no one has been able to do through 3 matches so far. Eschenberg, the tip is down. 22.
Eschenberg showing she's got so much control. Not only was that a tip, but as you can see, the defense for Weber State would have picked anything less than perfection up.
Here's Hifo, has 6 aces. Great pass. Bauer has all options available, and Adams gets her 8th kill. Now, 8 is the most I can recall by an individual in a set. Doing this 14 years now. Maybe you've seen it differently. 8's enormous. Taylor Sander did it once. I'm trying to remember. Maybe Gabi Garcia Fernandez did it once. 8 is ridiculous. Woodley. Eschenberg off the block, 23s. So a deuce set in the first one, no matter what now.
Right, talk about that pressure. You got the crowd behind you, how to finish off. And Eschenberg really steady, showing that senior leadership, but she's out now. They got to rely on someone else.
Power. Adams, it was low, and she is blocked. And it's set point for BYU. For all the good Weber State has done, BYU's got set point now.
Right, and a critical point, right? Adams has been so good, but you can see BYU, Weber State's setting that ball so fast to the outside. It's about time that BYU say, you know what, I'm just going to release and get out there and put a well-formed block, because all of these balls are going to Adams, especially in these tight situations. She is going to be the hot hand.
Adams and Ney, 13 kills. That's out-killing BYU as a team at the moment, so relying heavily on those big 2 arms. Meanwhile, BYU hitting 163, 4 blocks, and trying to finish this set out.
And those blocks really didn't come until late in this first set. It took a while for BYU to warm up and get in good position. When you have a team that's attacking and tooling the block, it's really important as a blocker to be very disciplined. Get up and over and low, because the higher you get, the more you open yourself up to get tooled. Both
teams have used their 2 timeouts. We've seen 1 successful challenge from the Wildcats here today. A reminder that BYU will take on Dixie State tomorrow night, and then Michigan State Saturday night. We'll have those for you right here on BYU TV and or the app. Okay, here we go. Sharks in the water, fans on their feet.
Maddie Allen back to serve. 1 point here. You know, you have obviously Rylan Adams is where the block for BYU is going to look at and target.
Allen has the 1 ace for the Cougars in the match so far. Set point BYU. Adams. Back over on the right side for Mangum, and she goes out. So went opposite of what you'd think. Line maybe was open there, but went astray.
Right.
Emma Mangum hits it out, and BYU takes the first set. You've got to be gutted a little bit if you're Weber State, because of how well the Wildcats played in that first set. And for BYU, you got away with one where you hit 163. Weber
step up at that moment, they don't win that first set.
Look at the dig numbers. My goodness. And then, of course, blocks. And Rylan Adams, 8 kills in the set. Just an incredible set from her. And BYU wins it by 2. So how are you feeling if you're Weber State, Amy?
I think based on what we know about this team, unfazed. Like, hey, let's get after it, do it again. They aren't a team that lives and dies by emotion. They stay steady, and they're going to fight regardless of what the score says.
Naya's blocked. Maybe you think, hey, vulnerable, look. We almost had him. That one goes astray, and Weber State starts 1-0.
Yeah, you know, you could take that as, oh, missed opportunity, right? But I don't think so. I think they're saying, we are right in this. We know what to do against this team, and we're going to get after it behind the service line, get them out of system, dig a ton of balls, force them to make errors, and take this second set.
Nay. Bauer, after Ballard Nixon goes down the line. Line was left open, and she got it. Ballard Nixon, just her 3rd kill on 14 swings.
And not really in rhythm, you know, that off the net, she had to wait a little bit. That set is behind her head, so she took a little bit off it, but put it in a good location.
1-1. Right side to Mangum, McComber. Knighting had to kind of wait on it for a sec, but when you're 6'4", it reached that hand a little quicker.
It was almost like a pump fake, right? She jumped, and so did the block in front of her, but that hang time allowed her to open up more of the court.
Allen goes long.
You're still kind of waiting, though, for Nixon to find that rhythm. I think BYU was pressing a little much and setting the ball really fast outside, even on out-of-system plays, and it prevented Nixon from really finding her groove and her approach. If she can get going, as we saw her last week, you know, you have Kerber on the other antenna. That opens up some seams in the block.
She's the senior from Ogden, the hometown girl with the kill. 3-2 Wildcats. Our score box is brought to you by Brady Industries, a provider of commercial cleaning supplies and equipment. Leona Woodley from Winchester, California. Bauer. Blocked. Look at that set and then into the net. Right now, the pressure of Weber State from the service line is giving BYU a little bit of trouble.
Right, yeah, not so easy when you're out of system the whole time. You've got to make some tough choices, really find the right swing that's going to work. It's not always going to be your hardest hit. You know, you talk about it kind of like green light swings, yellow light swings. Okay, not a lot of green lights right now for BYU. They've got to really focus on placing it and waiting for their shot.
Green light swing. If you're newer to the game, one thing to watch is where is the setter when they set the ball. That is a quick way to know how effective the offense is likely to be. If they're at or behind the 3-meter line or 10-foot line, it's going to be a little tougher, probably going to the outside. So keep an eye on that. Now that's called an ace, as you know, whether you're new or not.
Right. And I love also watch the setter. Are they breathing hard? You know, you can see Whitney Bauer who's dying, gasping for air. That means she's working a little too hard trying to run down passes.
A couple years ago, BYU's All-American setter Leo Durkin told me later, he said, hey, I found out that I had the, as Matty Allen pops that up, the heart of a marathon runner. And I said, that's not good, right? As a setter? So that same idea.
You developed it over time. I run miles and miles every day.
Why are you running so far? What if you just pass better? 4-4. Tipped by Mangum. Bauer coming across. Ballard Nixon goes out, no touch. 5-4. But the rallies of this, I mean, regardless of how many sets this ends up going tonight, it feels like we're going to have an extra set worth of time because each play is taking a while because both teams are digging everything, touching everything.
Right, that's a good point because you also, this is the first match of a 3-day tournament. So now you have to think about player management. You know, how many swings are these players taking? How many jumps are they taking? Especially, you know, a Heather Knighting who's working their way back. And BYU is being very cautious with how much load they're putting on her.
Kiki talked about kind of the energy management, I think, kind of emotionally, but you're talking about, physically, absolutely. Absolutely. Another good crowd here tonight. It's not going to be one of those 4,000 kind of nights. Probably pushing 3. But tremendous crowd, all things considered. Adams through the block of Whitney Bauer, and that's her first kill of this set. 9 kills, a match high, 6-5 Wildcats.
And it is going to be interesting, you know, 8 kills, just ridiculous, right, in a first set. And BYU has got to make some adjustments there to prevent her from getting so hot. Can the other players step up and fill that load?
Livingston. Dump is blocked by Knighting. Good read as Ashlyn Power, the 5'8" setter, went up. Power is a 5-year starter, by the way. From day one on campus to starter, and because of COVID, an extra year here, there's never been a 5-year starter.
Right, and as a result, she is the all-time leading assist leader.
By a bunch. Right,
at Weber State.
Just smashed that record, and did it her junior year, by the way. As she is frustrated and tosses that ball back as...
Oh, she's happy.
No, sorry, she's happy. Sometimes it's so tight on the net, I'm like, what just happened?
Right. I think you talk about a mismatched physicality. You know, when Eschenberg's at 6'5", you just put it right around her pits, and it just slides right down.
We've never said that in all the years of calling volleyball. That's a new one. Danny Ney.
Sizzle the pits? You've never heard that?
I'm not as...
it's a phrase.
Yeah, I love that. I'm learning so much. Look at that swing out of system, and again, BYU saying, all right, let's dig this up. Adams found the right spot.
BYU had the luxury last week to play with a huge lead. No pressure, right? When you've got a lead, you can play relaxed.
Yeah.
You can find your rhythm. Difference right now, when you're a little tighter, you know, the game's tighter, you're a little on edge. You kind of have to calm yourself down. You talk about managing the crowd emotions. What about that tension when you get, you know, a little more momentum and oomph from behind the service line?
Kerber's fired up. You can see it right now as Ney, tough first pass, swings over. 8-7 Wildcats for the tie. 8-8. Erin Livingston, 5th kill on 11 swings.
And Livingston, when she's been in the front row, here again an opportunity for BYU to score a ton, because she's been so consistent there on the outside that these rotations right here are important for BYU to keep the serve in.
Ney off the hands of Kerber. It's a busy weekend in the Livingston house. 3 matches for Erin, and the season opener football game for Hayden, who's a backup safety for the Cougars, playing in Las Vegas. We'll have a Fan Fest live from Las Vegas tomorrow night on a special edition of BYU Sports Nation coming up at 8 Eastern time. Excuse me, 9 Eastern time. Kerber is blocked by Mangum, who kind of points back like, yeah, I got it. 10-8.
And that's bold right there. I think you talk about the emotion that BYU can have. You kind of don't want to wake that beast. Kenzie Kerber, a player that can take a game, put it on her shoulders.
Here she is on the left side. Popped up by Bauer. There's Sorensen. Ney, soft block by Eschenberg. Bauer over to Kerber again. The lefty goes long and gets the touch. And that Weber State lead down to 1.
And Kerber getting that ball. BYU still down 1. Here comes Nixon in the front row. They're on the outside. She has got to find a rhythm offensively. They get Nixon going, Kerber there on the right side. That'll open everything up, but they haven't been able to get that yet. They're just kind of grinding, playing from behind.
Emma Mangum is blocked on the out-of-system swing, and we are tied at 10.
There again, Eschenberg. You see her breathing hard. Weber State runs a very, very quick attack to the outside, so that's going to make these middles for BYU have to run and run and run and move because it's so fast.
Ballard Nixon crushes it, but Sorensen got her griddle. Allen there too. A couple of good liberos in this one. Ballard Nixon cuts it too tight. 11-10 Weber State. Michaela Sorensen with her 10th dig.
And again, in great position. You know, you talk about like, oh, you know, that's not so hard. The reason it doesn't look so hard is because she's reading the hitter. She's lining up on the arm. She's in great position.
Danny Nay goes long. No altitude conversation needed when it's two northern Utah teams. I know, they're all at altitude.
I think Weber State will take those errors all day long because what they have done in this whole match is prevent BYU from finding a rhythm. And although BYU's gotten kills, you can tell it's just not smooth.
Heather Knighting gives BYU the lead back, 12-11. Knighting 3 for 6 now, with 3 digs and 3 blocks. Out on South Field, 5 minutes to go in the first half. BYU women's soccer up 3-0. It's going well for the Cougs outside. Coulihan, Wade, and Felino as Mangum is blocked again. Spencer Linton, of course, was dealing with the COVID variant or the Delta variant with COVID as Matty Allen gets the kill. He's doing much better. I spent an hour and a half with him yesterday. He's getting his strength back. COVID is done with. He's just getting stronger. And it's great to know because it was a little scary there for a while. He was on oxygen, lost 15 pounds, but he's feeling better, which is great news for all of us. And BYU feeling great out of the timeout. 2 straight, 15-11, and BYU pushing the pedal down. So we hope to see Spencer as soon as we can. We don't know exactly when that will be, but we hope it's soon.
Definitely, and all of us thinking about him, just unbelievable situation.
15-11. Adams is blocked, and BYU's taken over the match. Largest lead in the match right now, 16-11. 3 in a row out of the timeout.
There's that opportunity for BYU to get a few blocks, get that emotion, and then listen to this crowd.
The Cougars are up 5 and feeling good. Already up a set in Provo.
Game Day Promos helps BYU build the Cougar brand with customized promotional items, blankets, flashlights, balls, almost anything really, to increase fan loyalty and team support. Businesses can do the same thing, carefully selecting items that Game Day Promos can customize with any brand. The result? Gifts to reward customers. Licensed promotional product vendor for BYU, Game Day Promos. Beyond sports, beyond expectations.
Quick crack. Wash all you want. Don't drive dirty.
Take a look at the Weber State huddle. Jeremiah Larson, former BYU men's volleyball player, as we mentioned. He told us, look, if BYU's in system, there's no hope for us. It'll be a side-out fest. We can side out the teams, but we have to be able to serve to slow them down at all, and, of course, pass. We've seen that up until these last kind of 5 points where it's been a little different. But generally in the match, that game plan has been working.
Definitely, and I think in general, if you control the serve, you control the match. And Weber State had been doing that coming up. Matty Allen doing a tremendous job in that rally to put the ball not just in play, but attack from behind the service line. That allowed BYU to stay on the offensive that entire rally.
Rylan Adams takes advantage of the aggressive block and tips over it for her 11th kill. 16-12. 13th ranked BYU. Bauer high for Ballard Nixon. Saved by Power for a sec. 17-12 as Ballard Nixon gets her 4th on 24 swings. It's been a tough night just trying to get in a rhythm here.
I think these nights are always good to have, though, because you step out on the floor and you don't know what you're going to get. All you can do is control the effort you put. Sometimes everything goes your way. Not too impressed with those wins, right? It's easy. It's when it's hard and things aren't going your way that you just continue to fight. I think that shows true grit on the floor, and I think that's what these BYU coaches want to see, is how their players are going to step up when it's not easy.
Well, next Friday, BYU's playing at Pitt. So, yeah, it's not going to be easy next week, right? Weber State, when they're in the thick of it in Big Sky play, and they got to make a comeback, because Jeremiah Larson looks very disappointed in that service error.
I think he looks frustrated in the air, but the game plan is you've got to still get after it.
Yeah.
I think what's most frustrating probably is the amount of blocks, and the BYU physicality has been so difficult for Weber State to handle. But look at Adams, you know, the consummate professional.
The big smile on her face on the tip there.
Right, you block me a couple times, that's fine. I have other ways of getting kills. She hits with so much range that she can adjust, find other ways to get that.
And she's waiting for a ball. She's yelling at one of the ball boys like, hey, let's go. Don't get me out of my rhythm here.
Right, you take that momentum, get a kill, take it back from behind the service line.
18-14. 12 kills, 8 of which came in the first set. Bauer, Kerber. Oh, what a dig from Stanford. Bauer, Livingston. 19-14, Aaron Livingston 6 for 11 to lead the Cougars.
And another good up to continue this rally, to lengthen it. But that set from Whitney Bauer to Livingston was so spot on, just all the way out to the antenna. Livingston almost approached to the outside of the court. She was going to use that block all the way.
Nay, soft block by Bauer. Whitney Bauer gets set to Livingston. Soft block herself. Nay, the slide. That one was blocked. Good long rally here. Kerber, Bauer, Livingston, yes! 20-14. And Livingston now with a team-high 7 kills.
And hitting with confidence. You can watch her approach, and that swing right there, you know, we don't see it a lot from her. The sharp cross-court inside the block. She usually elects to go down the line to use, so just really showing that she's developing a lot of different plays as well.
Let's check in with Kiki for more on Aaron Livingston.
We've seen Aaron Livingston really step up tonight. That's something this BYU team feels like is a strong asset for them, that each player has the ability to step up when needed. That makes them dangerous. It makes it hard for teams to defend them, and we're seeing that with Aaron Livingston tonight.
Indeed it is, except that last hit. She's been money, except for the last one. Oh, good read to keep it alive by Stanford, and then blocked by Nay, or Nay is blocked rather. Goes low again, but gets it. That's an aggressive swing from Danny Nay. 20-16, Weber State not out of it yet. And BYU up a set and up 4, but it has been hard treading. Eschenberg is blocked. And the wave, Liana Woodley waves back. 2017.
Liana Woodley, freshman middle blocker. You can see her dropping that right hand, really trying to get in front of Eschenberg.
Bauer, high for Livingston, blocked. Reset, bump set, way off. Kerber actually has to stutter on the approach around Bauer. There's Nay, this is gonna be a tough swing, gets it off the tape. Allen with the dig. Kerber, Adams, this is gonna be tough, goes into the antenna. 21-17 now, BYU up 4 with 4 to go.
Love that play right there, and that's an asset in Kerber. You know, in the middle of a play, that transition play to Kerber out of the back row. Huge asset for BYU.
It's not a play BYU's been able to run the last couple years. 7 kills now. 10 digs for Kerber, by the way. Adams out of the back row, shrapnel off of Reinert, 21-18, 13 kills for the senior from Lehigh.
BYU again just electing to leave that back row swing wide open, so Adams, the whole court, she can decide where she wants to put it.
Should you leave Adams open on the BIC? I mean, maybe personnel based, I'm not sure. 21-18. Back to Nay, tip, Kerber. It goes out on the other side. 21-19 now. Weber State was down 2016, timeout. BYU. The Wildcat from Olivia Wade, Bella Felino, and Michaela Coulihan, perhaps the best player in the country. She's amazing. That's on the BYU TV app if you want to check that one out. Multi-device, let's go, baby. 21-19. Oh, Allen, they're chasing it. This is a free ball from Eschenberg. Weber State resets. Danny Nay, deep corner. and it's 21-20. The serve started that entire thing from Ashlyn Power.
Power has been the captain since she was a freshman.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you don't step on the campus and become the captain, but that just shows the amount of leadership that she brings.
Popped up by Adams. Nay, down the line, and we are tied at 21. How about this? A 5-1 run for the Wildcats to get it to this point. When you're up 20-16, you just close that thing out and you move on. Not so right here.
You see these kills from Weber State just showing the amount of control these outside hitters have. BYU for sure wanting to kind of slow down the momentum that it's all on Weber State's side.
Oh, mop over here, mop over there. They want to use that final timeout here. BYU up a set, one up by 2. This one's been tight. Power down the line. Allen better serve received there. Kerber. Chance for Weber State to take the lead here. Here's Ney off hands. Diving dig from Kerber. Livingston off the block. Stays on BYU side. Bauer forward for Kerber. Diggable. Weber State for the lead. Mangum with the tip. Bauer. The scramble. Power with the dig. Adams to Ney. The rally continues. Bauer. Eschenberg tips to the spot. 22-21, and BYU gets a momentum point there, 22-21.
Right, the longer those rallies go, the more is on the line. BYU had to take 5 swings.
We'd like to welcome the audience watching the women's soccer game inside the Smith Fieldhouse. Man, we've had a good match here. BYU won the first set 25-23, and now is up 22-21, but it has been tight. Weber State, the Big Sky champs. BYU, the WCC champs. Both won a game in the NCAA tournament. Adams, yes! Rylan Adams with her 14th kill, and we are tied at 22 in set 2. 3-0 BYU at halftime against Marquette. It's a blowout there. Here it's been nothing but. It's been tight. '22s. Comer. Kerber over the top of the block and through, but back on the BYU side. Eschenberg with the tip, the diving dig from Sorensen, and then Mangum! 23-22. BYU. Oh boy, is it ever.
Right.
We didn't have anything like this last week.
Well, and Weber State not intimidated one bit. You know, coming into this environment and just reveling in it, enjoying it, and getting down and focused. You don't even... These good teams, it's like they block out the rest of the court, right? They're just focused on what they have to do, and that's win this second set.
Danny Ney, Richard, sophomore from Nampa. First team all Big Sky last year. The year before that, the Big Sky freshman of the year. Highest rated recruit in Weber State history. Comer gives a good ball to Bauer. Ballard Nixon off the block. 23s. 5 kills for Ballard Nixon, who's hitting triple zeros.
Right, so that just became the biggest kill for Nixon in this entire match.
It was Mangum before that doing something similar. Here's Maddie Allen, who has an ace. 23 apiece, and another deuce set. High for Adams, tips. Ballard Nixon hits the bump. The would-be dig, and it's set point Weber State.
Right, and that play right there, you know, BYU was in their big scoring rotation. Maddie Allen's the one that got them that huge lead, and so that little mess up defensively is so painful.
Deanna Woodley, the freshman. The Rock making some noise here. Standing float at Allen. Oh, the dig on Niding. Wow, it was Woodley. Free ball, though, out of this. BYU for the tie. Out from Kerber, no touch. We'll see if BYU challenges this. If I'm Heather Olmstead, I think I do it.
I think I do it, but I don't think there was a touch.
Okay. BYU's challenging this. Didn't look like a touch there. If so, that's the set. We've got to see definitively that it is, and this is a big moment here, because right now Weber State has the set BYU's got to win this to keep it in. I did not see a touch already against BYU last week. Casey Nady gets her squad going there, 4 weeks on the job. And then the West Coast Conference preseason poll, BYU expected to win it again with the maximum number of votes. We know who Heather Olmstead voted for. It was Santiago, discovered by the Germans. So an exciting season of volleyball for both these teams. And we will have every match on BYU TV or the BYU TV app this season of women's volleyball. It's going to be fun. This is our fourth in a week.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be, and then tomorrow and Saturday. So a lot of great volleyball and this crowd, this environment. So great to have back.
And take it in for a moment. BYU ranked 13th in the country, expected to do some really big things. And they have a fight on their hands tonight against Weber State. If you're just joining us, 25-23 in each set. We are tied at 1 set apiece.
And this is a real test. You know, we talked about how BYU brought in all those transfers specifically in the defensive positions. And now they're facing a team that is getting after it behind the service line. So puts so much pressure on those passers. So Gretchen Reiner, you know, has seen a ton. Arian McComber just having to really pick up all of that pressure and face those really tough servers.
It's Knighting back from the mission. It's Kerber from Utah. It's Reiner from Santa Clara. Grace Wee went there, kind of a switch. And then Arian McComber from Washington State. Back-to-back errors, service and hitting. 2-0 BYU. Second half underway on the BYU TV app. BYU still up 3-0 on Marquette in women's soccer. And then Weber State taking on Utah in football. Utah up 19-7 in the second quarter. Off of Kerber. Livingston. Oh, the diving take from Michaela Sorensen. She's been awesome. Oh, Livingston pounds it down the Rosie line almost. And then blocked, but in from Ney. And BYU is up 3-0. A quick start for the Cougars.
Livingston coming in, and that's where she really wants to go, is down the line, but another tremendous up, and BYU's got to be patient because Weber State continues to just play great defense.
Weber State gets a point. BYU gives it to them. 3-1 on the Bauer service there. Of course, Bauer, daughter of Danny and Caroline Bauer. Men's hoops, women's volleyball. Grandpa Wayne played football here, so hey, it's Cougar family. Ooh, that was close. That was almost in. 4-1 on the arrow.
Really close. Danny Ney has been so stellar behind the service line, so that miss right there.
Yeah, from that angle looks in, but yeah, no challenge, nobody getting upset. Just watch the reaction. Hifo with nearly her 7th ace. This one's low for Adams. Bauer, Allen, just pushed over by Kerber. Bauer in the middle. Still alive. This might be challenged if Weber State does not get the point. Adams hits it in. No challenge required. And they are mad. Adams is upset that not pancake wasn't called.
I think that's a play right there, and you could see that's a tough one for Bauer. And the way the ball bounced, you could see her moving backwards initially. So that wasn't up, but wow, into the corner.
What a shot.
Capturing that back line.
With spin.
Incredible location.
She's got all the shots.
Very precise.
A little Taylor Crabb in her, undersized, but got an array of ability there.
A lot of different beach shots.
Yep. She's going to play beach at another school. She's already said this. I'm not exactly sure what school it is. If you know, just tweet at me, at Jeremy Jordan. 5-2 BYU on the service error, and that's a thing. Since Weber State doesn't have beach, she still wants to keep playing. She'll have her degree in hand. She can transfer somewhere and keep playing.
I think that's been a great ad for the NCAA Beach to come into play, because you have a lot of players who will play their undergrad in indoor and then transfer to play their graduate degree and play that 1 year at Beach.
Sam Sheese with the kill, the senior from Ogden. First team all Big Sky in the spring season. Bauer high for Ballard Nixon, who touches 10-3. Adams smacks it off the block. Allen high for Kerber. Tips, blocked by Sheese. Free ball. Stanford. And then Ney out of the back row. Ney struggled a little bit on the Bic, but that one went 5-4.
Well, and I think especially when you don't have a block on that back row attack, then great up from Ney, and then she gets back up, but just attacking those corners, right? The defense is dug in, back on their heels. You go corner to corner, it's going to go down every time.
Knighting gets it to go. I wonder if and I wish I had the number exactly, but what Weber State's hitting out of the back row, but I wonder if that's been a little better than maybe what BYU thought coming in.
I think in general, you know, we talked about how in the women's game, there's not many teams that utilize back row in system. And Weber State's like, hey, I'm going to get after it. We are not just going to set it when we have to, right? We're going to set it in system, so it's a great play. It's a great approach. It's what we want to do.
It's fun to see. Really versatile, dynamic, expansive volleyball being played here tonight. This has been really fun to watch so far. 6-5. Good pass. Whitney Bauer, great pass from the Comer. Again, watch where the setter is. If the setter's sitting, you know, a foot off the net in the middle, she can run anything she wants, including that.
Right, and that's the first time that Bauer has actually been able to fall. She's tried a couple times, and the defense has been there.
Yeah, great point. Allen, look at Bauer flying over there. Tipped. Good cover. Ney out untouched. 8-5 now for BYU.
That's a missed opportunity for Weber State, because you saw where Bauer was, and she was nowhere near that block. She was playing defense in the backcourt. It was tough for her to get up on her block. She wasn't set, and so Ney had a lot of court to hit into and just missed.
Ney has 41 swings so far. Oh my goodness. Make it 42, and that one's a kill. 12 kills, so hopefully that shoulder's going to stay warm throughout the weekend. My goodness.
Yeah, get the ice ready.
8-6. Tied up at one set apiece, 25-23 in each set. BYU won the first. Weber State won the second. Kerber with the bullet out of the back row. Kenzie Kerber with the team high 8 kills on 26 swings.
And in all 3 sets, 1, 2, and 3, we've been 8-6 at some point. We really haven't had either team come out and take control. They've been really back and forth, very tight throughout this entire set.
Oh, well done by Woodley. That had to be hit perfectly.
And that's the first really quick set in the middle we've seen from Weber State. They haven't run a lot of middle, but it is fast.
I think Woodley's second kill. The other was an overpass kill, I believe. That one was close to the line. That was good. Eschenberg. The serves from Weber State are really deep and really making those passers question, is this out or not?
Yeah, you could see Reiner. I mean, that was a perfect pass, but it was behind her head. You talk about angles, right? You want your arms to be angled in the right spot.
Ace! She totally meant to do that. Whitney Bauer off the tape. Service aces are brought to you by Perche Bridal. Perche Bridal is Utah's luxury bridal boutique, featuring a full-service salon, a one-stop shop for full bridal styling. Learn more at perchebridal.com. 4 aces in the match for BYU now. Kerber, Bauer, and 2 from Allen. 1 from Weber State. So we talk about that service pressure. You don't always get the ace per se, but you induce a poor pass. Ney keeps this alive. Free ball coming from Power, and it's deep to Reiner. Into the net. Our first into the net call. And now 12-8.
You know, that's a great point. Our first into the net. Weber State does not give points away. They don't make a ton of errors. You know, we've seen a couple missed serves, but they'll take that. But they don't let it come off the rails a lot. So BYU has been forced to earn every single point on this, and then that's exhausting.
And Ballard-Nixon had enough. Just flies in there and gets her 6th kill on 27 swings, and now up 5 for BYU. Timeout, Wildcats.
Taking advantage of that overpass. Great blocking work from Eschenberg to start that play off.
The emotion from Eschenberg back to Ballard-Nixon, creating the juice.
Bridal, Utah's luxury bridal boutique and full-service salon. And by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
There's Squaw Peak overlooking Utah County and Utah Lake. And if you know, you know. On that last play, look at the energy from Kennedy Eschenberg here. Back to Taylon Ballard-Nixon to try and create some juice here. A couple of seniors who chose to come back, just bringing it. Trying to get excited, create that juice is Ballard-Nixon. Again, you only shove people you either hate or love. There's no middle ground there.
Well, and I think that shows Eschenberg, you know, they need Nixon. They need her to find that energy there on the outside. They need her offense to bring that in. And so Eschenberg just trying to pump her up a little bit, give her a little confidence.
Cameron Tucker has just scored for BYU women's soccer, up 4-0 now. Her first goal of the season after missing a couple of games with an injured knee. So BYU dominating Marquette outside the Smith Fieldhouse at Southfield. Kerber off the tip and down, 14-9. Now BYU did get a lead of 4-5 in that second set, and Weber State still won. So not out of the woods quite yet.
Well, because a lot of teams you'll get, oh, we're down 6, you know, give up, right? And then it's like, oh, easy, right? All you have to do is come out tough on the team. Weber State does not give up.
15-9 now, down 6. We'll see how this goes in the middle of this set. As Kerber gobbles that one up, 10 kills now. By the way, Kenzie Kerber against UNLV on Saturday, her 1,000th career kill. Most of those at Utah, of course, but 1,000 kills, pretty significant.
Yeah, she's a player that saw significant time from the moment she stepped on campus. All-American at Utah, 6 rotation player, big impact, and she's already making a big impact here at BYU.
Time after her appearance earlier this morning, and she's pretty good. 10 kills, hitting .250 to go with 12 digs, 5 blocks, and an ace.
Yeah, Kerber just so dynamic in every aspect. She's physical, she gets up high, she has high contact. But her emotional leadership on the floor as well is a big bonus for BYU. Who already, you know, in Kate Grimmer, who fantastic opposite. So BYU has 2 really good opposites on their team this season.
16-9. Tipped by Wildcats. Ballard-Nixon, another Sorensen dig. Comber. Oh, Bauer, nice play. 17-9. Let's check in with Kiki Solano.
You guys talked a little bit about the leadership that Kenzie Kerber brings to this team. And talking with Coach Olmstead, she said that she's really taken the time to get to know the team's personalities so that she can step it up into a leadership role. She has a lot of volleyball experience. So when she talks, the team listens, and so does the coaching staff. Jerem?
Yeah, it might be interesting coming down to the rival, and you're a senior, and this group already has good culture, good team, Sweet 16, that kind of thing. How do you inject yourself into that and be a positive influencer on the team? And it sounds like she's done that so far. Kerber inside of the block, 18-10. This set now officially getting out of hand for Weber State. So trying to take set 4 and get it to 5. BYU has asserted itself in a different way. What has been different for the Cougars here, Amy?
Well, I think they've come out and used that physicality, right? That block for BYU stepped up. They have 9 team blocks. Team, not 19. And so that's allowed them defensively to create those opportunities and also maybe mentally put some pressure on Weber State.
Yeah, it's blowout city right now in this set. As Weber State hitting 111 in this one. BYU 12 kills, no errors on 19 swings, 632. So the offense clicking for the Cougars in set 3. And Adams blocked. The official sign that things aren't going well. 17 to make it 16 kills. For Adams, it's just the 4th time she's been blocked tonight.
Right, and very different third set and a different challenge for both these teams. Here we are at the end, 20 points, you're down 10. Really tough to come back. Can BYU keep that pressure on? Finish it off quick so they can take some of this tempo and momentum into the 4th set.
Kerber, no block up, but Sorensen doesn't care. Oh, great overpass kill there. And 2011, the Sam Sheese takes it down. Her husband, Jared, is a defensive tackle for the Wildcats, NFL prospect. So that's an athletic family as well. You got the Livingstons with the football, volleyball thing going, and the Sheese as well.
Sheesh. That's what you want to sound like. I felt that the whole time. Sounds like that's what you're saying.
Our score box is brought to you by Brady Industries, a provider of commercial cleaning supplies and equipment. Women's soccer up 5-0 now. My goodness, what's going on out there? 5-0 on Marquette for 14th ranked women's soccer. Out from Taylon Ballard-Nixon. Brecken Mozingo with another one. 5 different players have scored a goal. I think what we should do is what's never been done at BYU. Jason and I will just go switch at some point.
That would be fun.
We're literally 400 feet away. Knighting inside of the block, everything going BYU's way. 21-12, you just, like the old NES Nintendo system, you just push that restart button, blow on it a little bit, jam the cartridge back in there, and you're good to go.
I think that's what's so great about volleyball is you have that opportunity to really come back, and I think that's why it's such a roller coaster, because you've got to learn how to play consistent over an entire match.
An ace from Taylon Ballard-Nixon. 22-12. BYU hitting .545. That's the one hitting error. And Weber State with 6 kills in this set. Ballard-Nixon again. Tough serve. Ney off of Ballard-Nixon. 13 kills for Ney. 29 in total from Adams and Ney, really shouldering literally the load for the team in purple.
Right, and BYU really turned on that offense in this third set. Amazing, they're hitting over 500 when they were barely breaking 100 throughout this first match.
Sorensen got it, but it was away from everybody. And 23-13.
And you can see the rhythm. Look at how Kerber is going to approach at this ball. Just a lot of confidence. She's keeping it in front of her. Good location on the sets. So really flow is something that you want to look for on the volleyball court. You want to find that because there's so many pieces that have to go together in order for everything to really work together.
Livingston with the tip. And then Ney gets another one. 14 now for Ney, her 47th swing. She might get 60. 23-14.
Well, we really, and you see that the middle for Weber State, not a factor at all. It's these outside hitters, and not even on the right side, right? It's all outside hitters for Weber State.
Nice tap down by Woodley after Bauer had to chase it down and hit it right at the net. 23-15.
And here's where BYU can't open the door. Don't open the door one bit. Just get in, get out. Don't allow Weber State to fight their way back in.
Not because you're going to lose the set, but because of momentum, right? Going into the fourth. Oh, Livingston, great hit, but power right there. Ney. Ney gets it inside of the block. 23-16. Timeout BYU. Weber State did what you were just talking about. If you're BYU, you're trying to avoid that. Nope. Weber State did so well, you had to call timeout just to slow them down. Not necessarily for this set, again, because you're going into 4.
Right, it's a momentum game at this point. Not necessarily points, it's confidence and momentum.
And BYU still hitting .520 in this set. Weber State heating up a little bit, went from those 6 kills to 4 pretty quickly. and it's 23-16. The first two sets, 25-23. BYU won the first, Weber State won the second. This one's been different. BYU's offense has been able to go. And BYU with 10.5 blocks, 5 aces, hitting 241. Weber State 217. And this one, Diggs, 55 for the Wildcats, 50 for BYU. Just intense, insane defense.
And what's been fun, we haven't seen, you know, on the Weber State side, you talk about their defense. It hasn't been these, you know, run down, chase the ball plays. It is, I am so dialed in to where you're hitting that I'm going to make it look easy. You know, they're just right there in location. Really good defensive reading.
Join us tomorrow on BYU Sports Nation with myself and Brian Logan as we get you ready for BYU in Arizona. We'll talk to Max Olson of The Athletic, who's been right at the forefront of a report he put out this morning that BYU is one of the 4 teams being considered by the Big 12 for expansion, and that perhaps the timing might be a little quicker than they anticipated by the end of the school year, potentially, meaning April. So we'll see.
That's interesting.
Is BYU going to the Big 12 at some point? There is a chance. But we'll see if BYU gets, if it's 2016 or if it's different. Kerber off the hands. Let's just say BYU would be an absolute no-brainer fit, in my completely biased opinion, to the Big 12. 24-16, set point BYU. Lots of runway here for the Cougars. Tipped by Ney. Maddie Allen says no thank you. Livingston into the net, rather the antenna. And the momentum that BYU had has come to a halt here.
Right, and an opportunity for BYU to use this crowd. They will give you extra energy. Just give them any sort of opportunity.
Ney. Ace, oh, nearly ace. Bauer with the stab. Great play to keep it alive. Right side, Emma Mangum dug up by Reiner. Kerber, excuse me. Power. Adams. Oh, Reiner, look at that. Eschenberg, Power with the dig again. My goodness. Power and Bauer. For the set, nope. Emma Mangum. No relation to Tanner that we know of. 24-18. Another BYU timeout. Heather Olmstead immediately chatting with Maddie Allen. 6-point advantage still. So you're not quite worried about, and Heather is not happy.
I think it's an interesting, you know, we're seeing now how BYU handles themselves in long rallies. You know, and all of these preseason matches, it's all about getting data points. You know, how often, you know, in this situation, how are we reacting? In this situation, how is this going? And so I think it's always learning opportunities, and then whoever's really good, I give the ball to, or give a scholarship. He said, we stopped doing that. He goes, I like to watch when things are going bad, and how do the players react to each other? How do they deal with things when it's not going their way?
BYU's up 6, but a little bugged right now as that one goes long, and set 3 goes to Weber State. But the momentum was quelled. So here we go to set 4. BYU's up 2-1, but it's a little edge.
Yes. But yeah, the pressure and the faces and the way BYU is carrying themselves and the coaching staff, they're tense.
Big challenge here from the Big Sky champs. This has been what we thought, maybe even tougher. No Vegas odds on this, but I think Weber State doing better than perhaps if there were odds makers had them doing. And they have brought it. They have really brought it here. 1-1. Taylor Hefo into the match. Hefo looking for an ace. Adams had a system swing, dug up by Hefo, the backup setter. Ballard Nixon. Sorensen again. And then blocked by Adams. Adams is blocked out, rather. 2-1 Weber State. You talk about the dig numbers on Weber State side. Ney, Power, and Sorensen all 10+. Sorensen with 15 digs. On the BYU side, Kerber with 13, Bauer with 10, Allen with 12. Just monster numbers, doubles all over the place. is Woodley with that standing serve. And that one was deep again, one of those we talked about. Ballard Nixon off the block. Good read from Mangum. Adams off the tape. Good dive by Bauer, and then Ballard Nixon didn't get it. 3-1.
And I like the aggression that Weber State is coming out with in this fourth set, attacking the block. You've seen them get it a couple tools right off the bat. They're not intimidated by being blocked so much in that third set. They're going to continue to attack.
Kerber down the line. Oh, that was out. I thought that might have bounced in, but no challenge. It was right in front of the line judge. Called out, no appeal, so it must be out.
And unforced errors, right? You talked about the pressure. We could see the pressure on the faces of BYU. You're up 2-1. You should be able to play a little more relaxed, but they definitely haven't felt that, and that's where you're going to see it, maybe pressing too much on the swings.
Ballard Nixon goes high hands and gets it. Ballard Nixon hitting 0-3-0, 7 kills on 33 swings. Ace!
Tremendous.
Making 6.
Yeah, that was a really nice serve from Maddie Allen. Got a lot of float. You could see just how the bottom will drop out as it crosses the net there.
3 aces from the libero. She's with the kill, cuts it to the left. Big smile on her face. She's competing right now against BYU. Her husband, Jared, is competing in football against Utah. How about that? Same time. Love that. Wildcats up 5-3, trying to go to a 5th set for the 2nd match in a row. Beat Utah State in Logan in 5 on Saturday night. And here we are as that one went astray. There's Kerber. Has an ace, has a double-double already, and 5 blocks. The old 5x3. Adams knighting right there. 19 kills for Rylan Adams, the Big Sky MVP and reigning Offensive Player of the Week. She had 46 kills in 3 matches last week, 5 aces. The first ABCA All-American of any kind out of Ogden. Meaning Weber State, not the city. Heather Knighting. How is that popped up with a hands by Stanford? That was awesome. Bowers dug up. Power. She's gets it to go again. So the middle being established a little bit more by the Wildcats.
Yeah,
7-4.
interesting to see in this 4th set. And that just means that passing is really getting more dialed in, because Weber State is not going to go to the middle unless they're in system. So the serve from BYU has got to pick it up.
Ballard Nixon dug up. Adams sees a dig from McComber. Ballard Nixon down the line. Stanford is really good with her hands, but sometimes it's just too fast.
Yeah, it's dangerous to do that, to be that trusting. It's
for the fingers and face?
Face, for sure, face, yeah.
Scott Sterling, this is where that was shot. Those who don't know, Studio C, that sketch, man, it's crazy. Danny Ney. Danny Ney's 51st swing.
And she's just a redshirt sophomore, so she's still got a lot of time to be on this court, and it's just going to be huge for Weber State moving forward as well.
Broke her hand as a freshman, has a COVID year as well, so she's going to probably have at least multiple doctoral degrees by the time she finishes from Weber State. She's going to be there a minute. Danny Ney with another one. 9-5 as Kerber dove after it, but it was too far. Timeout, BYU. That momentum we talked about that swung Weber State's way, or at least was stopped from BYU, has carried into this 4th set. And off the block for Danny Ney. 18 kills now for the redshirt sophomore, and the Wildcats are up 4. Trying to push this one to a 5th.
A little more undersized, obviously, than Kenzie Kerber, and so she's using that block of Bowers out of bounds.
9-5 Wildcats. Bauer cross court to Aaron Livingston. And Livingston is playing lights out tonight. Struggled a little bit in that kind of latter part of the second and third set, but does have 8 kills now for BYU.
And that was a really nice set. Whitney Bauer, no spin, perfect location. She's really worked hard, and we talk about how long this match has been and these rallies are. You have Whitney Bauer covering a lot of ground defensively and offensively.
And Knighting just missed. 10-6. Weber State up 4 here.
Now this is different, right? In the first 2 sets we were tied throughout most of the first 2 sets. The third set all BYU, and now here comes Weber State. So BYU playing from very far behind. How are they going to handle that?
Eschenberg is blocked initially, but gets after it again, 10-7. Again, these 2 teams will face off with Dixie State and Michigan State the rest of the week. We'll have those matches all on the BYU TV app. And some of those BYU on BYU TV. Livingston. Power. Adams, yes! Big smile on her face after that. 11-7 here. 20th kill of the night. 8 in the first set, 7 in the second, all the way up to 20 now.
And I really think she's got to be a fantastic beach player. You look at the IQ that Rylan Adams has, the court control, the precision at which she's able to hit.
Eschenberg reached for it. Free ball after the dig. Eschenberg off the block. This one's going flying. Reinert gives a great effort, but Weber State's up 5 in the middle of this set.
And the block for Weber State dialed in on the offense. BYU really the more physical team, but yeah, that block is in front of all of these hitters. They are not able to get clean swings at the ball because if the block isn't there, the defense is, and wow, what a serve.
Ney gets the ace, up 6, 13-7. You can almost smell a fifth set at this point unless BYU has some awesome comeback, which is still a possibility. But right now the Wildcats feeling great, up 13-7 in the fourth. From BYU and Arizona, we'll get you ready on BYU TV with Countdown to Kickoff live. The whole crew is down at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, we'll miss Spencer. We're hoping to get him back as soon as possible. But Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, David Nixon, myself will be in Allegiant Stadium. The set will be by the big torch for the Raiders there. It'll be awesome. And the ricochet ace by Danny Ney. And she walked up like, yeah, ain't no thing.
Did you see the amount of movement that ball? Oh my.
Like a Tim Wakefield
so tough.
Knuckleball coming in. Kerber, they needed that one. Mangum hits the antenna. Oh, excuse me. BYU into the net on that one. Oh, they gave it to, nope. It's Weber's. I thought that was into the antenna from Mangum. They pointed at Weber State. I think what they meant to point was BYU. Yes, okay. That's what I thought, but they pointed the other way.
You were trying to, how could that have worked?
So look where the point, it's immediately pointed to Weber State, in its second effort. When it's in slow motion, it's on. And Weber State over the plane.
Ball back row block, so anytime that ball's going to be on top of the net, you have a choice to make. Is it going to be interference from the blocker, or is it going to be a back row setter who blocks the ball? So went BYU's way this time. 2
in a row from BYU. Can they make it 3 here and cut into this? Power. To Sorensen, back over to Adams. Did she get touched? She did not. 3 in a row from BYU, and now the lead's down to 3. Make it 4 in a row from BYU.
Right out of that timeout, BYU, big shift, but it wasn't necessarily on BYU's side. I think they got a couple lucky breaks and then some unforced errors from Weber State.
Adams with the tip, Eschenberg. Good read, Kerber. all over it. Adams out of system. BYU can cut this to 2 right here. Ballard Nixon off the block. Bauer over to Kerber. This is quick. Still there and goes down. And BYU has gone 5 in a row. Right back into this thing.
And you know, you just talk about extending the rally. It's exhausting. You go up and hit your best swing, as we saw just with a lot of power. Kerber was hammering the ball. And it gets dug again and again and again. It's like, oh, it's exhausting. Come on, just let the ball fall.
BYU hitting 167 in this set, but have climbed back into it. Weber State hitting 368. They've changed the rules a little bit, by the way, the last couple years, where you can't jump and then hit the ball. You used to be able to do that. You have to contact the ball before you hit the edge of the playing area. So there's a big black tape that goes along the front of the Sports Center top 10 play here, where he jumped over the chairs, bumps it back over the net. Just this crazy dig, right? That play's illegal now. It's different. So you almost saw that where Danny Ney was going to the edge. She hit it, but she can't jump and then hit. She has to contact it on the ground. You see the black tape there that they stare at to make sure they are within the playing surface still. And
probably more for safety issues, because
yes,
you know these players have no sense of body protection, right? They're just going to dive headfirst into a wall.
And sometimes there are individuals in wheelchairs kind of on that front row that would be, and she did go crashing through it, by the way, in the attempt. Legal, just, you know, she's okay coming through that. If you're BYU, 5 in a row, you've climbed right back into this thing the moment the announcer gave you a jinx. If you're Weber State, and then, yeah, if you're the Wildcats right now, hey, we're still in this. Still got a lead, so interesting dynamic here as Weber State tries to push it to 5. If BYU comes back and wins in this 4th set, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow for the Wildcats, up 13-6.
Right, but it's still so early, right? 13-11, a lot of volleyball to be played in this 4th set, and no one really having the upper hand as far as momentum and control offensively.
Mangum off the block and out. And that is just the 4th kill on 22 swings for Emma Mangum. She has not been great this evening, but a good timely kill out of the timeout, a 5-0 run, you get that swing. Here's Woodley. Little Wakandan chant. Again, a tough serve from the Wildcats. Ballard Nixon, soft blocked. Power in the middle. Sheesh! That was so quick. And 2 in a row from the Wildcats. Push it out to 4.
You want your middles to be up early, but that was almost, she was up way early, almost before the setter even had the ball. So if you are going to try to block these middles, you've got to commit.
Little Clyde Drexler leg kick. Oh, overpassed. Still there. Point Weber State. Back row attack because Bauer is back row right now. She can't touch it, and then it be touched at the net. 16-11, so now it's back up to 5 for the Wildcats.
And that starts with the serve. We said whoever controlled the serve is going to win.
Those deep shots. Ballard Nixon is blocked. 17-11, so 3 in a row right after the 5-0.
Nixon really struggling in this match.
And Nixon is going to be taken out for the freshman Sophia Callahan from Encinitas, California.
How'd you like that? There you go, freshman down.
Get us
6 points.
Get us
probably going to get the serve.
She does. Outside the 3-meter line on the pass there, Kerber. This to get up 7. Adams got hands. 18-11. Oh, Weber State could have easily crumpled after giving up 5 in a row on the road at number 13, big bad BYU. But they have come up with 5 in a row themselves off of hands. Dueling 5-0 runs. 18-11, and the field house is a little quiet as Kerber gets the kill, 18-12.
And these points become so critical right here for BYU. All Weber State has to do is just continue to side out. They've got such a good lead, comfortable, just side out, and they are pushing this to 5.
Allen has 3 aces, nearly got a 4th. Adams off the block and out. Oh, that's in a phone booth right there. Young kids don't even know what that is. 19-12. Adams with her 21st kill. And look at Power. She's like out of the play on the side after the set.
Power's done such an excellent job setting this offense for Weber State.
Hitting .478 in this set. They've been what BYU was in set 3. Callahan got hands. Doug kept alive. Oh, and they called that down. I thought that was up. This can be challenged, and Jeremiah Larson was in stride while the play was still going to challenge this play that it's up. That looked up to me. So what they'll do is, if they see that, they'll jump it and replay it.
And all the momentum on that play. Oh, that's so close.
What do you think?
Moving forward.
Oh.
I think she got it.
I do think she got it, and it was really close, like you said. But I do think definitively, you look at that and you go, yeah, she got it.
Well, the way it bounced, and then the fact that she was moving so quickly, sliding under the ball. Watch how she's running towards it, and then is going to kind of scoop it.
Yep.
Ooh,
look how the ball bounces there. That changes
but
direction. Little back
it
spin.
isn't all hand. Like, it is fingers.
If it's,
so that's tricky.
If it's kind of a partial, right? Like it's down on the ground.
I don't know.
Okay, does that looks like it's on the ground.
Yeah.
That looks like it's on the ground.
Just a lot of fingers.
Okay, great point there, Amy. That's why we pay you the bucks. Let's see what Liz McKnight calls here. BYU gets it, so yes, it was down partially. And Larson can only smile and have some words there. I think you said baloney or something like that. 19-13.
So here's BYU's opportunity, right? Like, this is it. Before Weber State gets to 20, you've got to at least fight with a couple points back.
19-13. Adams is going to be dug up. Back to Kerber, back row. Stanford off the block. And out for Adams. 23 kills now. Hitting mid-300s with 10 digs. She is having a night.
Yeah, you can't be angry. You can't play angry right now. She's got to feel really, really good.
The opposite of angry. Now it's joyful. 20-13. Let's see if BYU can do what Weber State did to go into the next set, which is at least slow the momentum down. Or make an incredible comeback. We'll see. Knighting off hands, yes. We haven't seen the slide too much tonight.
Well, and we haven't seen enough of Knighting, really. She has been so good. She's still hitting at a high percentage, but hasn't been able to get the ball near as much to make a big impact. 8
kills on 14 swings. 4 digs, not bad for a middle blocker. 7 blocks, 20-14. We call that the Taysom Hill year here. Into the net for Brigham, so a lead down to 5. Here Weber State, you're like, just get 5 more points, get to the 5th. Just get to the 5th.
Right, and get to the 5th as far as like momentum becomes so critical in that 5th set. It's only to 15. It's really just 1 run of points, and so whoever comes out with a bang and gets those first 3 could take it.
Jeremiah Larson's crew giving BYU a tremendous fight here. And maybe the upset. We'll see how it goes. Sheese is dug up. Bauer. Livingston. Power. Ney is blocked. Back to Ney. Off the block and out. 21-15. Weber State is 4 points away from forcing a 5th set with BYU.
And Ney just tooling that block of Bauer. On transition, it would be, you know, look for Knighting on the slide.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
like
not
you've seen this before.
Don't even wait till transition. Get her on the side out.
Just go now. Don't wait. 21-16. Knighting up to 9 kills, tied for the 2nd most on the team. Ideally, you don't want a middle blocker with the 2nd most kills on the team. You want to feed the middle, but not that much. Joust won by Bauer at 5'9". Bauer. Livingston, yes! 21-17 now. Things getting interesting.
Very. This might be a time Weber State might be thinking about calling a timeout. You don't want that momentum to slip away because that's when the crowd starts to become a factor.
21-17. Good pass up to Power. Nice and high for Ney.
BYU doing a little bit of blocking, moving that ball around, putting Eschenberg there on the right side to try to prevent Ney from tooling Bauer out of bounds. She really noticed that, though, and hit that ball cross court.
20 kills for Danny Ney. 43 combined with Adams. Blocked by Weber State. 23-16, 2 points away from the inevitable fifth set now.
BYU going for that tight slide right behind the setter. That's an interesting choice, I think.
Allen, Bauer way off the net here. Livingston off hands. 23-18. What a match this has been. 25-23, the first two. BYU wins by 7 in the third, but it feels like Weber State kind of quelled momentum there. And now Weber State has been in control for this. Most of this, 23-19, 23-19. For Whitney Bauer. And now we'll see if we can get to that fifth set. Weber State certainly in control. 5-0 run, went up 13-6. BYU goes on a 5-0 run. Weber State goes on a 5-0 run.
Drama is what you want.
We know drama, TNT. You're not the only one. Power, back row, Adams tip. Oh, what a play. Set point. And that really kind of slowed down what BYU had been pushing there.
Oh, that killed it, because if you're not going to block, you got to play defense, right? And so you've got to at least pick that ball up.
Reinert caught her high on the arms. Kerber off hands for the set. Mangum, not a great hit. Eschenberg blocked. Feed Adams here. Yes! Rylan Adams sends us to a fifth set. Weber State served 0-56 against BYU all time.
There you go.
They are 15 points away from making history here. Meanwhile, BYU's like in the Smith Fieldhouse. Got the rock. Not going to happen. But here we go. You played a 15?
Yeah, and 15 is just such a crazy game, right? In the fifth set, anything can happen. It comes down to where you finish, right? Is Rylan Adams going to be in the front row? Is she going to be in the back row? How are we going to end up? Is Whitney Bauer going to be stuck in the front row to finish this off?
To 15. Bauer, Eschenberg, tip, Sorensen. Bauer way to the deep corner, almost caught Adams there. Ney down the line, in. Danny Ney, 21 kills and 18 digs. She's going for a 20-20.
Yeah, and I'm interested in the BYU starting in this rotation. This is one of their least, they don't score in this rotation. They've struggled in it all night, and yet they're starting in it to start the fifth.
Livingston, yes. But again, that's a great hit. But these serves are catching BYU's passers in a situation where they're sidearm and they're thinking, it looks like is that going to be in or not? These are tricky floats, not easy to handle. 1-1. Bauer tickles the tape. Adams tapped down. BYU into the net. Eschenberg doesn't believe it. And they called it on Kerber. She says she wasn't into the net. That is something you can challenge. And there is a challenge.
Yeah, that's a big one, and you got to do that right away.
Now, I've got both teams with a miss. So you had carried 2, you get an extra one in the fifth, so 3 challenges for each team right now. So this could be a minute if they want it to be in this set.
And the net was already moving.
Yeah, there's no touch from Kerber there.
Yeah.
Yep, they'll jump this and replay it at 1-1. Yep. Now, there was a match. You can use challenges to your advantage. Let's talk about one time that BYU did it in the winter. John Olmstead won a match for the BYU men's volleyball team because he used the challenges like timeouts. BYU is playing Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is going to beat BYU at home. But he uses the challenges to slow down the serve of Camden Gianni, the All-American.
So yeah.
And it worked to where BYU was able to slow them down enough and come back and win. Both teams have 3 challenges here. This could be a long set here.
Right, but on the flip side, you got to be careful at 2-1 in the 5th. You don't want to use all your challenges, and then you get to the end, and there might be a tough play, and you can't challenge anything.
We saw that too with Stanford a couple years ago, where they lost. So the ball hits the net, and that's why it's shaking right now. Yeah, Stanford did not have in 2019. I believe Jalen Jasper clearly got hands, and it was called out, and Stanford did not have a challenge to keep that match going.
Right before COVID and a packed house, right?
Yes, that was a top 10 crowd in BYU history.
Yeah.
It was a fun night. Yep. That was a week before the Gonzaga game in men's hoops. That's how I remember that one. It was like right before. It was amazing. Yeah. Fun week on campus.
Well,
so they're going to replay this. They should at 1-1.
But then you talk momentum, right? Now we're starting over.
Yep.
It's like it's a brand.
Now we're playing to 14.
Yeah, it's a brand new match or brand new set because everything has been killed. Any sort of momentum and tempo that you've earned.
It's a new career high, by the way, for Rylan Adams. It was 23.
Man, it better be.
So yes, this means Kerber wasn't into the net, and they will jump it because
it was in the middle of the play.
It was in the middle of the play.
And I think BYU's arguing it should be their point, but
no, it should not be their point. Yeah, it should be a jump. Yeah. So here we go. Now Heather Olmstead, I'm guessing she's saying what you're saying is, why don't we get the point there?
Well, but I think you got to, if you're
because
rewinding
your call was
mid-play.
From the middle.
Sorry.
The stoppage was because of the middle of the play. You don't get the point.
Even though it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
You have to complete. You have to earn that point, right? Weber State didn't lose it on that.
Right.
Livingston elevates a little bit more. 2-1.
And we see so much line from Livingston. Love to see that sharp cross court getting inside. And she's found success a couple times with that play.
2-1 Brigham Young. Nay, off the block for the point. 2-2. 22 kills for her. I mean, this is an all-time display from Nay and Adams. 47 kills. 61 swings for Nay. That right arm might fall off.
I'd love to stat just how many of those have been tools off of the BYU hands. Most.
Let's just say 13, just for fun. And look at Eschenberg. She is pumped. 3-2.
Eschenberg hitting those deep corners. She'd been stopped a little bit, but Bauer getting that ball high to her, allowing her to hit deep. To use that 6'5" frame.
This is a battle. This has been a battle. Ace from Hefo. Team high 7 of those. And a timely one, 4-2. It caught Nay high, and she knew it was trouble at the start. She goes back at Nay. Back-to-back aces for Taylor Hefo. 5-2. Timeout, Weber State. Taylor Hefo's dad is right behind us, and he's going nuts.
Well, 2 in a row, and what that'll do is kind of put Nay in her own head a little bit. So as Hefo uses that incredible serve to get her team some momentum, and like we said, in this 5th set, it just comes down to one run of points, right? BYU with a 3-point lead. It is imperative that Weber State come out of this timeout and get that point. They don't want to let BYU get too far ahead because you don't have time to come back.
We played a 15 in the 5th, a Cinco set here. 25-23 in the first 2 sets. They swapped, and then they blew each other out by 7 and 6. And right now, BYU up 5 to 2. The service aces from Taylor Hefo on back-to-back plays, the difference in this match. She has 8 aces now in 4 matches off the bench. It's not like she's getting a regular amount of serves.
Yeah, and off the bench means you're cold, right? You've been sitting there. You don't get to get that momentum and shot of adrenaline after a big kill or running around. You've got to do it just coming right in off the sideline. It is so hard to do, and she has been so solid these past 2 years in that role.
And I wonder where she's going to serve it.
Right, and you can see the passing lanes for Weber State. They are protecting.
Yeah, Sorensen has slid to the right.
Right. You cannot serve Nay.
Now, Hefo started to go. She hadn't heard the whistle. Let's see if that throws her momentum off here. She still finds Nay, and it's still a poor pass. At least it wasn't an ace if you're Weber State. Off the net, free ball. But BYU can transition into 6-2 here with Kerber. The serve again started all of that.
It's all about the serve. Take back what I said earlier about where BYU started. After they could get out of that first side out, then you go to Bauer serving, then to Hefo. You want to stack up your big servers.
Again, out of system. Weber State is handcuffed from the service line with Hefo. Eschenberg blocked. 7-2. It's the Taylor Hefo show right now. It is. And you can see her dad right behind us just going crazy. He is eating this up. Timeout, Weber State. Again, second timeout used by the 7-point mark for BYU, by the second point mark for Weber State.
Right, and you got to do it, right? Because you feel the momentum, the tempo, the crowd, everything. Weber State just wants to shut that down, but Hefo, wow, what a job coming in. Hard enough off the bench, but in a 5th set, your back's against the wall, and to come out with that type of precision and performance, to not only get a good serve, but to attack where you want it to be. They're really going after Nay. She's trying to hide. When you get in your passing lanes and you don't want to be served, you want everyone to kind of help you out, but Hefo's done such a good job locating that ball.
Game changer. Came in off the bench, got the 2 aces in a row, to get to 4-2, and then has still peppered the Wildcats the next 3, and it's 7-2. Weber State, we mentioned it, 0-56 all time against BYU. Getting to this 5th set, you definitely have a chance. Down 5 in the 5th set, it's a tall order when you're playing to 15, but not quite over, but certainly a hill to climb.
Well, and critical right now, right? Because out of this timeout, you've got to stop it. You've got to get a point, get back within 4, but you've also got to stop this momentum and the emotion. Let's get Nay out of that rotation. She is dying to, like, get out, move on, and get back in control behind the service line.
And let's get the ball to Adams. She's got a career high 25. Let's get Nay in the right spot. She's got 22. 7-2 BYU. Oh, it tickles the tape again, but Nay with the better swing. And Mangum gets the kill. Mangum has been really, really tough swinging the ball tonight. 5th kill on her 24th swing, and that's a timely swing.
And good job from Nay stepping in, nailing that pass after struggling.
Man, 7-3. A little bit of hope for the purple. BYU trying to close this thing out at home. A little shorter this time. Ballard-Nixon back into the match, and that's out. Ballard-Nixon got pulled in the 4th because she struggled. She's back into this one, and now 8-3, a big swing there.
And a good pass to allow Bauer to run that offense.
158 swings for Weber State, 169 for BYU. A lot of volleyball here. And Knighting induces a back row attack there. Jeremiah Larson saying she was over the plane.
Yeah, I think he's saying, hey, our setter was trying to jump and set that ball, and Knighting interfered with that play. And that's exactly why that play is so hard, because it really comes down to a decision.
Unchallengeable.
Right, it's a decision of the ref. Was it on top of the tape, and who interfered?
And that is a tough call. And another ace! Maddie Allen has 4 tonight. 10-3, and this thing is all but over. Okay, another look at this. Tell me what you think here. I think Heather Knighting is over.
I think it was mostly on the Weber State side.
Yeah, that is a tough call. Still alive. Goes off the basketball. This is hittable, I thought for a sec. Nope, even Baylor Nix can't get to that one. 10-4. That is a tough break, though, because every point, especially when you're down 5.
Oh, in this fifth set.
That's a tough call for Weber State. And then the ace right after, which is just piling on if you're Weber State, like, can't get a break here. 10-4, BYU trying to push the pedal down here. Put a little nos in the engine. Kaylin Ballard-Nixon, 11-4. And this thing is sprinting to the finish for the Cougars.
Well, and McComber came in and passed that ball right up to the net on a dime. Terrific job keeping her team in system.
11-4. Chiefs. Adams deep, McComber right there. Nice play. Ballard-Nixon. This one's still alive. Free ball. They've not been able to find Adams in this fifth set. Bauer still alive. Wow. Sorensen all over it. Ballard-Nixon, yes. 12-4. And this crowd is going crazy.
And Bauer doing a nice job finding Nixon, who has found her groove. You can see that kind of angle. Surprised the defense. Weber State was standing straight up. They didn't think anybody could hit that type of angle.
Kerber, the big lead. Nearly an ace. Power swung over by Ney just to keep it alive. Bauer with the dump. 13-4. BYU's 2 points away.
Bauer recognizing Power would not be able to get back after digging that ball. Very smart shot from the setter.
13-4. Of all the tightness we've had in this one, this has been the least tight set. Power up to Adams. Have not been able to get Adams the rock here in the fifth. Knighting through the block. Match point. 14-4 in the fifth. BYU serving the Wildcats out of it.
Right, credit Taylor Hefo for starting off that momentum in this fifth set. And BYU is taking it from here.
Kerber takes a deep breath. BYU fans on their feet. Ace, and it's over. Kenzie Kerber ends it. 11 aces for the Cougars. And the disappointment from Weber State.